Hello everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper for 13th June 2020. आप सभी का स्वागत है अर्पिता शर्मा क्लासेस में। मैं हूं अर्पिता शर्मा, आप सभी की एजुकेटर, और आज हम 13th जून 2020 का द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एनालाइज करने जा रहे हैं। So class PDF you will get it on my Telegram channel Simplifying UPSC with Ease. क्लास का जितना भी PDF होता है, मटेरियल होता है, वो सब आपको Simplifying UPSC with Ease हमारे Telegram चैनल पर मिल जाएगा। लिंक इज गिवन बिलो इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स ऑल्सो। डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में आपको क्लास का लिंक भी मिल जाएगा अबाउट दी PDF and the resources. The Telegram channel's link is given in the description box. Now without any delay, let's start the class. Also, here's a very small announcement for all of you. You can also subscribe to Unacademy's UPSC Current Affairs YouTube channel, wherein I am taking daily MCQ quiz class Monday to Friday at 10 PM. Monday to Friday रात के 10 बजे रोज मंडे से फ्राइडे हम डेली MCQ मॉक टेस्ट कंडक्ट करते हैं. So you can participate in the mock test class as well from Monday to Friday. And subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Hindu news analysis and daily MCQs, strategy classes, important international organization, polity classes, PIB classes we have started, ethics class we have started, right? So you can also follow us on our YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, you can get 10% discount now by using this referral code Sharma20. अगर आप Unacademy Plus पर सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना चाहते हैं और मेरे कोर्सेज को वहां एक्सेस करना चाहते हैं तो आप Sharma20 रेफरल कोड यूज करेंगे तो आपको 10% डायरेक्ट डिस्काउंट वहां मिल जाएगा. नाउ वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद द MCQs टुडे. फर्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द MCQs. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग डेजर्ट लोकस्ट. Desert locusts usually breed in the dry areas around Ethiopia, Somalia, Eritrea, along the eastern coast of Africa. Locusts are known to be passive flyers and always wait for very strong windy conditions and follow the wind. Historically, locust control has involved spraying of organophosphate pesticides on the night resting places of the locust. Which statement is correct? कौन सी statement correct है आप बताएंगे? You have 10 seconds time to answer the question. So the correct answer to this question is, it is B. That is statement 1 and 3 are correct. Statement number 2 is wrong because locusts are known to be passive flyers but they do not take off in very strong windy conditions. Okay, the second statement is wrong. Question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding heat waves. Meteorologists declared a heat wave event when the maximum day temperature in any location crosses 40 degrees Celsius in any location. Any location that shows a departure of over 6 degrees from normal, it's a severe heat wave condition. A heat wave spell generally lasts for a month. Not all parts of India experience heat wave conditions. Which statement is correct? कौन सा statement correct है जरा बताएं. You have 20 seconds time to answer the question. Correct answer is, it is C. Statement 2 and 4 are correct. Statement 1 is wrong because there are different locations according to which the heat waves also differ, right? So in the plains, if temperature crosses 40 degrees Celsius, there we can find heat waves. Over the hills, threshold temperature should be 30 degrees Celsius, then we will find heat waves, right? And normal maximum temperature of a location, if it is above 4 to 5 degrees, then it is declared as heat wave. So first statement is wrong. Third statement says heat wave spell generally lasts for a month. That is wrong. It lasts for only minimum of 4 days or maximum 10 days, not for a month. So your third statement is also wrong. Question number 3. India's cold wave zones covers which of the following states? Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. Select the correct answer code. जल्दी से select करें correct answer code. The correct answer to this question is D is the correct option. That is Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar. These are India's cold wave zones. Okay, North Indian states जो हैं ये आपके cold wave zones and there are other states also like Madhya Pradesh and Bihar and Gujarat. All right. Last question for today. Consider the following statements regarding Epidemic Disease Act 1897. Epidemic Disease Act 1897 was introduced to tackle the epidemic of bubonic plague that had spread in the erstwhile Bombay Presidency in 1890s. The law is meant for containment of epidemics by providing special power that are required for implementation of containment measures to control the spread of disease. Bal Gangadhar Tilak in his newspapers Kesari and Maharatta had praised about the act of handling the plague epidemic. Which statement is correct? You have 20 seconds time to answer the question. 20 सेकंड का टाइम है आप लोगों के पास. Correct answer is A. That is statement 1 and 2 are correct. Statement 3 is wrong because Bal Gangadhar Tilak he opposed this act and that is why he was punished with 18 months of rigorous imprisonment. इन्होंने इस एक्ट के खिलाफ आवाज उठाई थी. Clear? Now let's start with important prelims related topics. Then we will analyze the newspaper. Important prelims related topics से शुरू करते हैं फिर newspaper analyze करेंगे. The first is STRIDE, that is Scheme for Transdisciplinary Research for India's Developing Economy. STRIDE, very important. STRIDE is an initiative that supports research projects that are nationally important, socially relevant and local need based as well as significant on a global scale. सिर्फ उन्हीं इनिशिएटिव्स को स्ट्राइड सपोर्ट करता है, उन रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स को सपोर्ट करता है जो नेशनली इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, सोशली रेलेवेंट हैं और हमारे सोसाइटी के लोकल नीड्स को फुलफिल करते हैं. नाउ देयर आर 3 कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ स्ट्राइड. स्ट्राइड के 3 कंपोनेंट्स हैं. फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट प्रोविजंस फॉर बिल्डिंग रिसर्च कैपेसिटी इन वेरियस ऑर्डर्स by nurturing, mentoring and supporting young talents for which grant is available for up to rupees 1 crore. Second component is provisions for enhancing problem solving skills through social innovation, that is improving the well-being of people. So the grant available here is rupees 50 lakh to rupees 1 crore. Component 3 consists of funding high impact research projects in the identified thrust areas in humanities and human sciences. And another very important point in this stride is Diksha Ram, which is a guide to student induction program. So in July 2019, Ministry of HRD brought a Diksha Ram, which is guide for students who are recently admitted into institutions. Diksha means initiation, knowledge. Arambh means starting, right? Initiating into something, right? That is Diksha Arambh. यानी कि नॉलेज के पाथ पे इनिशिएट करना, टू इनिशिएट ऑन द पाथ ऑफ नॉलेज. सो इट इज अ गाइड फॉर स्टूडेंट्स हु आर रिसेंटली एडमिटेड इनटू इंस्टीट्यूशंस. सो व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दीक्षारम? प्रोवाइड कंफर्ट टू न्यू स्टूडेंट्स इन न्यू एनवायरनमेंट, inculcate in students the ethos and culture of UGC institution, Universal Grants Commission, to assist them with building bonds with other UGC students, to expose them to a sense of larger purpose and self-exploration. Very important point. And to instill the values like truth, righteous conduct, love, non-violence, peace, compassion and oneness. Now this is another important topic for today from prelims perspective. Kerala's temples cut down celebrations because of this pandemic. The Travancore Devaswam Board, which manages about 1200 temples, has issued a circular to temple advisory committees to suspend all cultural programs and mass feast amid the COVID-19 threat. So here this temple was in news, Palkulangara Devi Temple. Palkulangara Devi Temple is a Hindu temple in Palkulangara, which is in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. The temple is an excellent example of Kerala Vastu Vidya. It is an abode of Shri Palkulangara Devi and one of the most ancient temples in Kerala. It preserves the beauty and atmosphere gifted by nature. So this temple came in the Hindu newspaper, right? So it becomes very important for your prelims. Now, starting with the first news for today, Supreme Court allows firms to negotiate with staff on lockdown wages. So, Supreme Court has asked the factory owners and other private industrial establishments to negotiate terms and enter into settlements with their workers on the payment of wages during lockdown period. राइट तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जितने भी फैक्ट्री ओनर्स हैं उनसे कहा है कि आपको आपके वर्कर्स के साथ मिलकर एक सेम माइंडसेट के साथ उनके पेमेंट उनकी वेजेस को सेट करना पड़ेगा राइट एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट आल्सो ऑब्जर्व दैट इंडस्ट्री कैन नॉट सर्वाइव विदाउट इट्स लेबरर्स एंड वर्कर्स सो वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर देयर प्ली वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द लेबरर्स एंड वर्कर्स वी हैव टू सिट the workers have to sit together with the laborers to determine their new payment or wages as per their needs in this current pandemic. Clear everyone? Next important news, government puts off decision on states GST dues till July. So GST collection in the past 2 months have only reached 45% of the target amount. And our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, she was speaking after a GST council meeting where state finance ministers were given a presentation on the issue on the collection of GST, which is deteriorating. Given the shortfall in revenue, the council will meet again in July to discuss the issue of compensation cess and dues to the states. And also there is a possibility of borrowing money from market to meet these dues. To give this compensation to the states, the ministry shall have to borrow money from the market. So what is GST? GST law is a multi-stage comprehensive destination based tax. It is levied on every value addition at every stage of production. In layman's language, GST is an indirect tax levied on the supply of goods and service, and it has replaced many indirect tax laws. It is one indirect tax for the whole India. So GST Council, it is also a constitutional body. You have to remember it. It is not a non-constitutional body. It's a constitutional body headed by Union Finance Minister and comprises the Minister of State for Finance or Revenue, Finance Minister for all states. It makes recommendations on all important issues related to GST. Clear? नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर अपकमिंग प्रीलिम्स, ये आपके प्रीलिम्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सीएम अनवील्स मुंबई's न्यू फ्लड वार्निंग सिस्टम. महाराष्ट्र चीफ मिनिस्टर उद्धव ठाकरे हैज इनॉग्रेटेड, महाराष्ट्र स्टेट ने इनॉग्रेट किया है न्यू इंटीग्रेटेड फ्लडिंग वार्निंग सिस्टम, दैट इज iFlows. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर प्रीलिम्स. iFlows is the initiative of which state? It is the initiative of Maharashtra. It is related to what? It is a flood warning system. Okay. Dr. Harshvardhan, Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Science and Tech and Earth Science, who was also present during the ceremony, he said that this system will help the people of Mumbai in a big way as it can predict floods. And Ministry of Earth Science, using in-house expertise and in close coordination with Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, has developed this system. Again, very important point for prelims. First, this system is a flood warning system. It can depict floods and it is launched by Maharashtra and it has been developed by Ministry of Earth Science with BMC. Okay, you have to remember this for prelims. Very important news for today. Samples from Lonar Lake sent for testing. As you all know, recently the water in Lonar Lake in the Buldhana district of Maharashtra, it is turning reddish pinkish. Reddish or pinkish color का पानी हो रहा है. Over here you can see, I'll show you an image also. It was like this earlier. इस तरीके का हुआ करता था पहले. Now it has turned into this. So what is the reason behind this reddish color of this Lonar Lake? Why it has turned into reddish, right? So the reasons, probable reasons are an algal bloom or algae bloom is a rapid increase or accumulation in population of algae in fresh water or marine water system, and because of which discoloration of water takes place. First reason is algal bloom. Second reason is change in salinity. Due to evaporation of water, salinity in the water has increased. So it is also considered as a reason why change in color is happening. Third reason is biological change. The color change seems to be biological in the Lonar crater because of the lockdown phase, because there was no disturbance in the lake. Water was stagnant. So that is why biologically this water is turning reddish into reddish color, right? So Lonar Lake, it is also known as Lonar crater, notified as National Geoheritage Monument. It is in Buldhana district in Maharashtra. Geoheritage refers to geological features which are inherently or culturally significant, offering insight to Earth's evolution or history to Earth science. Geological Survey of India is the parent body which is making efforts towards identification and protection of geoheritage sites. So it has been tagged as National Geoheritage Monument because we can understand the history of Earth science through this lunar crater, right? It is situated inside the Deccan Plateau and it's a massive plain of volcanic basalt rock created by eruptions. It was created 52,000 years ago when a meteoroid hit Earth. Okay, so that is why it is of national heritage importance. Okay. Next important news, Beijing think tank raises Article 370. A report authored by senior figure at an influential Chinese think tank has linked the current tensions along line of actual control to India's move last year to dilute Article 370 and change the status of J&K. So basically Beijing का think tank जो है CICIR, it's a Beijing think tank. India's think tank is Niti Aayog. इंडिया का थिंक टैंक कौन है? नीति आयोग. Beijing's think tank is CICIR, China Institute of Contemporary International Relations. It has said that current situation at line of actual control is similar as to what happened during Article 370, abrogation of Article 370. ये लोग इक्विवेलेंट पुट कर रहे हैं कि आपने स्टेटस चेंज किया था JNK का और अभी LAC के आसपास भी इंडिया सेम चीज कर रहा है. दिस इज बीइंग सेड बाय Beijing, right? Use cashless tech for transport. Non-motorized transport should be encouraged and touchless and cashless technologies should be adopted to fight COVID-19 transmission. Whenever you are going outside to purchase medicines or to purchase something, try to make payments digitally, right? Try to avoid the, ऑफलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन को जितना अवॉइड करो उतना अच्छा है. ट्राई करो कि आप डिजिटली पैसे दो. With metro rail services suspended across the country since March due to pandemic, Ministry issued an advisory suggesting three-pronged strategy for public transport with short, medium and long-term measures. Let's see how it will, come up. So this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. If you really enjoyed today's class, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to never miss an update. Thank you.